I'm Adrienne Williams Octolin, Director of the Office of Disaster Recovery, and welcome to another edition of Recovery Roundup. Today, I'm on the grounds of the housing community here at Kerwin Terrace, where the Virgin Islands Housing Authority is repairing roofs that were damaged as a result of Hurricanes Irma. But before we get into that, let's hear the latest developments with the recovery across the territory from Larissa Ellis.
From the WTJX studio on St. Croix, I'm Larissa Ellis. In good news for the St. Thomas business community, FEMA, through the Public Assistance Program, recently awarded $7.3 million to the USVI Economic Development Authority to demolish and rebuild the Virgin Islands Industrial Park, which overlooks the Crown Bay Marina. EDA Chief Executive Officer Wayne Biggs Jr. said the new redeveloped facility will yield 5,000 more square feet of space that will be available for local businesses to use, which will mean additional employment in the territory.
We will not only repair the park, but we will also modernize this park. We will harden this park. So this will be a state-of-the-art facility. Now, how long will this take? We're currently going through the construction A&E task orders. So we're completing those repair task orders to get this done. We anticipate that that's going to take another 60 days. Thereafter, we project another 10 months before this park is fully complete. I invite the Virgin Islands public to come and visit this park in the next year and see the repairs that have been made.
The judiciary of the Virgin Islands is making steady progress towards restoring the Alexander A. Farrelly Justice Center to its pre-disaster condition. Federally funded renovations are underway at the 3-story facility, with repairs to the roof expected to be completed by July. Interior renovations on the 3rd floor, which include mold remediation and repairs to the courtrooms, are expected to be complete by mid-June. The project is being funded by an $890,000 award from FEMA's Public Assistance Program. A permanent fix is in the works for a heavily trafficked, flood-prone intersection on St. Croix. FEMA recently approved funding for the Lorraine Intersection Drainage Improvement Project, which will help to alleviate flooding in that area, according to Territorial Hazard Mitigation Officer Graciela Rivera.
This project has been approved for Phase 1 with a total of $384,000, and that is for the technical feasibility assessment and engineering design. Post-review and approval of Phase 2, then the construction of this project will continue. This project proposes the construction of a retention pond and several stormwater drainage improvement techniques that will help alleviate the recurrent flooding that affects this area. This project is expected to take 2 years for completion.
FEMA's Hazard Mitigation Grant Program also approved funding for Phase 1 of the Estate Paradise Road Drainage Improvement Project, which will help reduce flooding at the Louis E. Brown Apartments. 2 popular libraries on St. Croix will receive much-needed makeovers with the help of federal funding. The Department of Planning and Natural Resources recently secured $1.8 million through FEMA's Public Assistance Program to complete repairs to the Florence A. Williams Public Library in Christiansted and Athalie M. Peterson Public Library in Frederiksted. Both libraries are currently closed due to the damages sustained during the 2017 hurricane season. During a previous appearance on Recovery in Focus, DPNR Commissioner Jean-Pierre Oriol said designs were being finalized for the Peterson Library.
The repairs are not as extensive as we thought they would need to be, and so we're hoping that, again, after a 2 or 3 month contractor in there, that the facility will be open.
A solicitation for construction will be released in June, and once a contractor is selected, work can begin to restore the facilities to their pre-disaster condition. The anticipated completion date for both projects is April 2022. The Virgin Islands Housing Authority received a $62 million boost in its efforts to restore housing communities destroyed by the 2017 hurricanes. FEMA, through its Public Assistance Program, recently approved the funding for 12 VIHA renovation projects On St. Thomas, $16.6 million will be used to repair Pavoni's Community Center and mailroom, and $3.5 million will be used to continue the work in progress at the Tutu high-rise. On St. Croix, $41.9 million was awarded for renovations to VIHA's central office and adjacent warehouses in Kings Hill, as well as the Wilfred E. Pedro Homes, Alfonso Gerard, Joseph E. James Terrace, Ludwig Harrigan Court, Mount Pleasant, David Hamilton Jackson, Ara Diaz, and Candido Guadalupe housing communities. The FEMA obligation also includes funds to support the Walter I. M. Hodge Pavilion Revitalization Project, according to VIHA's Chief Operating Officer, Lydia Pell.
That revitalization project consists of the total gutting and rehabilitation of 250 units at Walter M. Hodge Pavilion. The contract, or the bid rather, for that particular contract is currently out for solicitation, and it's due back on June 2nd. We look forward to receiving bids from our general contractors on this project and looking forward to start construction between September and October of 2021.
The bid announcement for the Walter I. M. Hodge Revitalization Project can be found on the ODR website. Business owners, contractors, and consultants interested in doing business with the recovery should visit www.usviodr.com and click on the Doing Business with ODR tab for a frequently updated list of open bid announcements and detailed information. Another recovery project on the website that's out for bid right now is a Fort Frederick Museum project on St. Croix for architectural and engineering services. For more information on these and other open bid announcements, as well as up-to-date news on all disaster recovery projects in the territory, log on to www.usviodr.com.
And thank you, Larissa. As promised, we're going to get the skinny on what's happening here at the Kerwin Terrace housing community, where the Virgin Islands Housing Authority awarded a contract to custom builders to do a lot of repair work after Hurricane Irma. And we have here with us Mr. Jeff Wise of Custom Builders. And tell us a little bit about what the scope of this project entails.
Our scope of work here is we have 4 roofs that we are stripping completely of all metal and wood that's on them and replacing them with a brand new system. We expect the contract to be completed by September 15th, and all the residents will have dry apartments.
All right, now that sounds excellent. I know that Custom Builders is one of the premier contractors here in the Virgin Islands. And what has been your experience with the recovery thus far?
We have had a few projects. We did a couple of projects in St. John for the recovery. We worked on Government House over there, and we've got some work from the schools for the recovery work. So it's been nice to be able to rebuild for the residents here and give them a nice place to live and work.
Excellent. So we are also under a mandate that once these recovery projects, and when I say we, I mean the Virgin Islands Housing Authority, to make sure that we employ residents on these projects. What has been your efforts thus far to meet this requirement?
Prior to commencing here, we put out feelers to the housing community here at Kerwin that we needed some Section 3 residents for work on the roofs. And we have employed some here, and we've also employed some over at our Oswald Harris project also.
Well, this is very critical because the recovery brings in dollars for the economy. It also provides employment and training, and we consistently push that message that it is a partnership, the private sector, and of course the government working together to build a resilient Virgin Islands. Well, that's it for another edition of Recovery Roundup. And you can stay locked and loaded on what's the latest developments on the recovery by tuning into Recovery in Focus the last Thursday of every month on WTJX Channel 12. Again, I'm Adrienne Williams-Octolin, and we will continue to build a legacy of resilience.